it's Jude Chi here and living a colourful life, and thanks for sharing time with me today. I am delighted to offer you this little mini workshop, if you like, on how to use reflexology, working on the hands, to loosen and release the shoulders and arms. So if you're a person who's very busy with your arms, and I would need to put my hand up and say I am one of those people, and if you've been anything at all that you're doing, whether it's gardening, cooking, working, writing, computer, whatever, every time we do something with our hands, then it involves tensing and using muscles obviously up the arms, into the shoulders and into the neck. And that's on both sides. And sometimes we're inclined to have one side that gets more tense than the other. But the thing is that it's quite difficult to ease our own shoulders out. Yes, we can do lots of lovely stretches, and I absolutely encourage that. And today, what I would love to offer you and share with you are some very simple practices that you can do working on your hand that allows that area to naturally soften. So it's something that's easy to be a go-to practice throughout the day, pausing between maybe computer tasks or between other manual work that you're doing or shopping, whatever it is. It's very simple to do, and I'd love to share that with you. So here we go. This is some information for you on hand reflexology. You can of course also do foot reflexology, but hands are easier to access. So it's a really nice way for you to be able to work on yourself without having to lift your foot up onto your knee or get to your feet. So let me show you where the shoulder reflex is in the hands. Now my left shoulder, because this is my left hand, and in reflexology the left hand or the left foot relates to the whole of the left side and the right relates to the right side. So the shoulder line is considered to run across this line here, where the fingers join the hand. Okay? And yes, we also pay attention to the palm of the hand side, the palmar aspect, or we pay attention to the other side also. So both sides are important. You may have already seen my video clip on dealing with sinuses and improving breathing when we worked on the fingers. So we're definitely working in the top part of the body just now. And the shoulder reflex in particular is located out here in this area beside the pinky, beside your fifth finger, that area right there. So that's a really important area to bring attention to if you want to loosen off your shoulder without actually doing anything manual on your shoulder. And you might even want to just check how it feels with your shoulders, how they do feel, to kind of circle them round. I can hear lots of cricking and crunching going on there. Let's hope this helps. And just working round. And you might feel that one is more tight than the other. So have a little awareness of what's going on. That can be really helpful because it lets you know just how these techniques are supporting and allowing you to improve your well-being and your mobility. So let me show you the little thumb walk. If you haven't seen any of my other reflexology videos, you may not have seen this. So thumb walking is when we take little bite-sized pieces with our thumb. So it's like you're bending your thumb, and I am particularly focusing on that area that I showed you, this area here on the thumb. It doesn't matter if you go over lines. I always think it's sometimes helpful when you're learning about reflexology to think of it as being colouring in, and you can definitely go over the lines. So I am just working. Now you will be able to do this with your hands in a much more rested position, but for me demonstrating, it's easier if I have my hands up. If your thumb gets tired doing that, you can also do the same with your finger, and you will notice that my nail is going white because I am applying a bit of pressure here. So I'm working all around that area. And I'm also going to just squeeze it and circle it and give it a really good loosen off, a bit of a stretch, and really allow myself to work on that area. Thumb and finger. And I'm also going to work on the other side of that area. It's just so worth spending a little bit of time, and we're only going to do a couple of minutes on there. And also, because this is the shoulder line, so it's a little bit like if I lay my hand there, this is coming across the shoulders and down onto the actual shoulder, which is located on the pinky side, if that makes sense. So yeah. So let's work along that line. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to be here and I am just going to walk my finger along there. And sometimes at the base of the fingers, you will feel some areas of sensitivity. And if you have shoulder issues, then definitely you want to hang around that pinky. And I would do that at least about 3 times. Working along and doing a little bit of that circling there. Might even just give my fingers a little stretch, not with the intention of anything other than it just felt right there to give them a little stretch. So you are your own master here. You can do this in whatever way you feel works for you. So let's just give that hand a little squeeze, give our fingers a little wriggle. Yeah, and let's see what's happening with that shoulder. Doesn't matter which arm you did first, as long as we do both. Actually, that for me is a bit smoother. Wow, I'm not hearing so much crunching and cricking going on, that's for sure. Great. Oh, now I'm kind of looking at myself in the screen but can't see myself too well, but I have the feeling that as I'm looking at the screen that my left shoulder is possibly lying a little bit lower than my right, which for me would be a little indicator that it's a bit softer, it's a bit more relaxed. I might need to play back the video in a bigger format to have a little look. But anyways, that it certainly feels more comfy. So I hope that might be the case for you, but we must do the other side. Even if you've only got one tight shoulder, neck area, you still always work both sides. So let's get the other hand, whichever your other is. So I'm going to work on my right hand. And again, I am going to be doing that little walking technique. If you have long nails, just be a wee bit careful that you're not going to puncture yourself. So working up there, working onto that base, and basically you simply repeat the same. Do try and keep a softness in your shoulders. As said before, you can have your hands in your lap to do this. So avoid getting more tension in the process of doing the practice. I just want to have my hands here so that I can demonstrate to you. So there we are, and I would usually be doing this on pretty much dry hands. I don't tend to be using any cream on my hands, especially when you're starting out, because you tend to find that you've got a better grip on your hands. So this is me working along that shoulder line that goes out to the very, very edge of the shoulder, which is out here. So I'm just going to work along there. If you find any sensitive bits, I always call them good bits. And when you find those, you can do a bit of extra work on those and maybe just circling that finger or circling that thumb. And really what we're doing is saying, okay, I can feel, I can hear, I know there's an issue with that shoulder that could benefit from a little bit of help, so let me just do that. So we can indeed address it. You can use any finger to do that. You can do this with all your fingers together. Just now we're simply knowing that we want to bring attention to this area. So there we are, and I'm going to do the other side as well. A bit harder for me, I'm going to have to move up to show you, and I'll just Do a little bit along that line and a little bit along the side of the hand there. There we are. Okay, and give that hand a little shake. You can brush down my hands and just drop my hands down and just circling my shoulder. Yeah, isn't that incredible? Just less crunching. Now I can't hear you at home, which is such a shame because I'm hoping that you're going, wow, I can really feel there's a difference. So do please use this technique. I would love you to. And I'd love to know how you get on, and do remember this is available to you all the time. Your hands are with you, your body's with you, and you're able to use these super little techniques to very easily and comfortably loosen things off. So any questions, do pop them in the comments. If you want to see more, subscribe, that would be wonderful, and then that means that you won't miss anything that's coming up. And I do very much respond to your requests. So if there's anything in particular you would like some advice on in terms of reflexology or aromatherapy or using oils or anything in your well-being that you would like me to address, then I would very much like to have an opportunity to respond to that. So thanks for being here today, and I wish you a wonderful rest of day from Jude Chi, Living a Colourful Life. And I'm off to the garden, and at least before I go to the garden, I feel my shoulders are a bit softer, a bit more mobile, and a bit lighter. So thanks so much for being here, and I will see you again very soon.